Hello, hello, hello. You are most welcome to another exciting review of the communication book. 44 ideas for better conversations every day. So we're learning how to communicate better. Communication is a skill that we learn every single day. The more we practice, the better we become at communication. Yesterday, we started the review of this book, and today, hopefully, we are going to conclude it. Yesterday, we stopped at chapter 21 and also at the second section. And today, we're going to start with section 3, which is titled Love and Friendship. And this is from chapter 22 to 32. So we start with 22, Watzlawick's 5 axioms. These axioms imply that you cannot not communicate. That's not confusing, right? You cannot not communicate. That means there is no point when you say that you are not communicating. Even your silence communicates. Even your facial expression communicates. The tone of your voice communicates. The nodding of your head is a form of communication. The way you stare at someone is a form of communication. Even when you ignore a message, you are still communicating. So you cannot not communicate. There is no how you are not communicating, regardless of what you do. So if your partner is talking and you keep pressing your phone, you are communicating that what he or she is saying is not important, or that you are not interested. So communication is more than words. Your behavior is also speech. Chapter 23 is the Proud's questionnaire. This one says that deep questions create deep relationships. Sometimes you must learn to ask questions that will make people want to talk, that will make them want to converse with you. Instead of shallow conversations, you can ask meaningful questions. Oh, what do you fear the most? Oh, what was the most, exciting moment on your job? What is your own definition of success? Tell me a little bit about your culture, something like that. Instead of just asking, how are you? Fine. And then that's the end. You don't know what else to say. Think of meaningful questions that you can ask. You can pick a question based on what they are wearing, where they are from, and other things. Connections grow when you move from surface questions to heart questions. Chapter 24 says non-violent communication. This means you can express your feelings, your needs, your ideas without attacking. There are 4 steps to this: through observation, without judging or judgments, through feeling, through your need, through your request. So instead of saying to somebody you are careless, you can say, oh, when you forget our agreement, I feel hurt because I need reliability. Please, can you inform me earlier next time so that I can be better prepared? Healthy communication is not about blame. It's not about criticism or making the other person feel bad. You need to be clear. You need to also pay attention to the other person's emotions. Chapter 25 is the crisis cooperative principle, which says that good conversations work because both sides cooperate unconsciously. So when you communicate with people, they expect you to cooperate with them through through truthfulness, yes, through relevance, clarity, and enough information. It's not like you're going to talk too much or you're going to talk too little, but they expect you to communicate, to cooperate. As they're asking you questions, you're asking honestly. Otherwise, there is no communication. You know in your heart that you're deceiving this person. So if somebody says, oh, will you come to the meeting? Cooperate with them by being straightforward. Don't try to give a long story. Actually, if not that, no. Will you come to the meeting? Yes, I will come, but I'll be a bit late. I'll be there before 9 a.m. No need for a long story. That way you're going to wear them out. You're going to get them frustrated just by that simple question. Don't try to dodge the answer. That means you are not cooperating with them. People respect when you are straightforward. You make communication very easy. Chapter 26 is the expectancy violation theory. This says that when people behave unexpectedly, it creates strong reactions. Unexpected behavior can be positive. That means a surprise. This one builds trust. This one is good. But negative, unexpected behavior brings shock. It brings negative shock. It can cause embarrassment. It can cause distrust. It can cause frustration. If your boss praises you unexpectedly, for example, it motivates you, you like it, you smile, you feel good. But if your boss insults you publicly, unexpectedly, it crushes your morale, it demotivates your spirit. So the stronger communication moments are often the unexpected ones. But you must be wise. If you know that what you're gonna say will bring so much shock to somebody, you may want to rethink it. You may want to talk to them in private, or you just become diplomatic about it if you must say it in public. Chapter 27 is Schools Vonson's four-sight model. This means that every message has four meanings. There is a factual content. What is the fact about your message? There is self-revelation. There is also relationship message and appeal or request. Let's take an example. If somebody tells you, this rice is too salty. What is the fact? The fact there is that the rice is salty. Agreed. It is salty. What is the self-revelation there? You may not say it, but it means that you are disappointed. Maybe you're expecting them to cook better. You're not expecting that their food will be salty. So the self-revelation there is that you are disappointed. The relationship there, or the message, is that you don't cook well, or that you are careless. You don't pay attention to detail. That's the relationship message. And the appeal there is that please fix it, or next time try to do better. So even when you don't say it, when you just say a sentence, it carries different meanings. So most fights happen because people respond to the wrong side of the message. In that case, don't even try to argue. Just say something. Oh, I'm really sorry. I must have missed the measurements this time. That can fix it. Instead of trying to explain and explain and explain, there is no point for that. Now, the game theory, chapter 28. The main idea is that relationships work better when both sides cooperate rather than compete. It's not everybody you're going to be competing with. If people always try to win, then the relationship is not going to prosper. That is why we have divorce. That is why we have friends falling out. Because everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to be on the right side. Everybody wants to just win the argument. Instead of each party trying to win, why don't you cooperate? Why don't you find a common ground? Why don't you say, well, how do we solve this problem? Instead of fighting every time, especially couples. If you calm down, you will see ways through which you can cooperate with each other to make your relationship work better. Chapter 29 is a second order observation. This means observe yourself observing. Second order observation. The first order is to observe yourself. The second one is to now observe yourself observing. That means you need to keep asking yourself, if you have done something, go and reflect. That's the second order observation. Go and reflect. Probably before you did it, you thought about it. Now, after doing it, give it a second observation. Why am I reacting like this? Why did I speak like that? Oh, was I wrong? Were they attacking me because I was insensitive? If somebody corrects you and you get angry, second order observation says, maybe I'm angry because I hate being embarrassed. Maybe I'm angry because I allowed pride to get the better part of me. So if you keep asking yourself, it helps you to improve. It helps you to remove arrogance from you, because there's always a reason why you're doing something, consciously or unconsciously. Maybe you feel like, why should this person be talking to me like that? And then you want to prove a point. But if you observe yourself the second time, you see that there is really no need. This person did not have any bad intention. So self-awareness improves communication faster than any technique. Every time you do something, go back and reflect on it. Oh, why were people hostile towards me? Did I come off as rude? It helps. Now, the next one, transactional analysis. Parents, adult, child. People communicate from different states. Parents can communicate from the point of controlling or lecturing or instructing. Do this, do that. You're going to school tomorrow. No, that's what you're wearing. A child becomes emotional. The child can start to cry or to get defensive, to be upset, or to go and hide. Oh, mommy is mean. Daddy is not nice. But as an adult, how should you respond? You should respond in a calm and rational manner. But if you're a parent and you're controlling, then you need to start having healthy conversations with your children. Instead of shouting at them, you never listen. The child may begin to cry, oh, I never listen, I'm a stubborn child, But as an adult, you cannot do that. You can say, oh, I hear you, let's talk calmly. Okay, what exactly is the problem? You know, you can't behave like a child as an adult. Let there be transactional analysis so that you understand the other party better. Don't respond to childish anger with childish anger. It's going to lead nowhere. Everybody may start to yell, and at the end of the day, there is a communication breakdown. Chapter 31 is also similar. Parenting communication. How you speak to children shapes their confidence and emotional intelligence. Children learn identity, security, self-worth through language. So instead of saying, oh, you're stubborn, you can say, oh, you're a strong-willed child. Oh, you have such a strong character. Now let's channel it positively. Your words can either build or destroy your children. So you have to be very careful. Don't just throw words at children. At that age, they really cannot process some words. You're not talking to adults. When you're talking to an adult, there is a level of maturity that you expect. But when you constantly talk down on a child or speak harshly towards a child, you're forming that child's identity. The child can begin to develop low self-esteem. So it is very important that we're aware of those things. Now, 32 is the staircase effect. L'esprit de la colère. The staircase effect. Sometimes the best reply comes after the conversation ends. Somebody insults you, and then you reply to give them a comeback. But after you are calm, you say, I should have said this. I should have responded like this. This response would have been perfect. Right? Because now your brain can now process the information better. Your brain can now process what happened better. And you now begin to see. This is second order observation. You begin to see that I should have calmed down. I shouldn't have responded angrily. So that means before you respond, make sure you prepare your responses. Don't feel pressured. Don't allow your emotion to get the best part of you. Practice difficult conversations. If you are the type who easily gets angry, then you want to tell yourself over and over, like, you have to calm. No matter what happens, don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice. Practice it. You can stay in front of your mirror and practice what you're going to say. Rehearse it, and don't blame too much. It doesn't show any sign of maturity when you blame too much. After someone insults you and you have responded irrationally, calm down. So next time I'm going to reply better. I'm going to respond more calmly. So communication is a skill. You get better through reflection. People who don't reflect after their actions are not doing themselves any good. If after you have done something, that is it. You don't go back to observe, to reflect, to think through about it for a better next time, then you're not helping. All right, this is the final section. Section 4, words and meanings. Words have different meanings, even beyond what we are saying with just our mouth. So 33 is the framing effect. I think many of us really got powerful insights from this framing effect, and it is very useful in every aspect of life. And the framing effect simply says that how you present information changes how people feel about it. Two people can say the same thing, but in different ways. One can be perceived to be rude. The other person can be perceived to be so friendly and kind. It is the way you frame it, the way you frame that message. So sometimes the way you say something is more important than what you are saying. The same the same sentence can sound positive. It can sound negative. It can sound dangerous. It can sound hopeful. It can sound encouraging. It can sound, nonsensical to different people. But how do you present it? Instead of saying, oh, we lost 20 members, you can frame it as we retained 80 members. You see, we lost 20 members sounds negative. It sounds like failure. It sounds like a big loss. Oh, we lost 20 members just because of the word lost. But when you reframe it better to say we retained 80 members, it sounds like a win. It sounds positive. It sounds hopeful. That's all, there is hope. Wow, a whole 80. Nobody's going to focus on the 20 that are not there. 80, they will see it as a distinction, as a great thing. Oh, 80, wow, that's fantastic. Even in your business, instead of saying, oh, this thing contains 20% sugar, you can say it is 80% sugar free. People will hear free. Oh, 80% sugar free. They won't even pay attention to the 80. All they will just hear is sugar free, sugar free, sugar free. You see, and they will rush it better. So people respond more to framing than facts. That's why people who do well in business, they understand this rule. People respond to framing, to emotions, what feels to them. It's a psychological thing. If their brain picks it up, this, they stick with that, you know. So don't focus too much on the fact and neglect the frame. 34, the medium is the message. The channel you use affects how the message is understood. You want to say something very serious, don't use a text message. You may want to put a call through so that somebody can sense the tone in your voice. Or you may want to make it face to face. You go and visit the person. It's not a phone matter. Right, so that they will see your facial expression, your body language, and then they will understand you better. There are some things that you don't say through text messages. They're going to be misconstrued, misinterpreted, because people cannot feel your tone. They can't see your body language. They cannot see your facial expression. So you want to break bad news on WhatsApp, for example. It may seem cold. It's better to call, or you find time to visit. Choose the right medium. Don't send emotional messages through cold channels. It can really impact the message. 35 is the fear of missing out. People communicate online partly to feel included. That's why a lot of people on social media, that is why a lot of people have football clubs. Not because they enjoy football, but so that when they get to the office, did you watch Chelsea's match yesterday? Did you watch Manchester United? Oh, what is Arsenal playing? Who is the new coach? That is why. Fear of missing out, so that when everybody is discussing, they also have something to contribute. It is for status. Sometimes it is for pressure. Somebody misses a party. Instead of them to keep quiet, they've missed it. No, they'll still send a message. Oh, I wish I was there. Oh, you guys must have had so much fun. It's a fear of missing out. They want connection. They want that sense of belonging. So this is where you need to check yourself. Are you seeking all these things because of sense of belonging or validation or pressure, or are you truly interested in it, so that you're not giving much of your time to things that are irrelevant, to distractions, just because you want to belong, just because you want that connection by force, time that you would have spent doing more productive things. The fear of missing out will make people to invest in different things that they don't understand, just so that when people are talking, they took us, oh, I have investment with so bank. I have investment here, investment that they don't even know anything about. Oh, I'm doing this business. I'm into this. I live in Lekki. I lodge at this. That connection is there. We need to be careful. Chapter 36, Laswell's communication model. Communication can be analyzed by asking who says what, through which channel, to whom, with what effects. So, the people you are speaking to really matter in your communication, and who is communicating is also very important. Yeah, if as a pastor you are preaching to teenagers, you have to adjust your language. Or you are preaching to Gen Zs, you cannot be using the kind of language that our forefathers were using in those days, or King James King James language. You may lose them. Communication is not a one size fits all thing. The audience matters. Who are you speaking with? Through which channel? Who are they? What are you saying? That is what should determine. Don't just say, this is how I speak, this is how I speak, and then you don't take the audience into consideration. At the end of the day, you may be speaking, but you may not be communicating. I hope you know that. It's not every time that you talk that you're actually communicating. Talk to somebody and try and ask them, oh, what did I say? Say, please come again. You lost them a long time ago, but you did not pay attention. Right. 37. Uses and gratifications. People use communication tools to satisfy needs. Could be for entertainment, information, or way of escape, validation, connection, and so on. Like a lot of people on Instagram, they don't even know what they are doing there. They don't even know how Instagram works. But they open an Instagram account, maybe for motivation, maybe for entertainment, maybe just for validation. So don't judge people too quickly. Understand what their need. Understand their needs and what the needs they are trying to meet. So that you know how to communicate with them, so you don't bash them. Maybe somebody just lost a loved one, that's why they are behaving in a particular way. That's why they are doing a particular thing. So if you bash them too quickly, it's going to be unfair. Chapter 38, encoding and decoding. You may send a message, but the repeater, the interpreter or the receiver may interpret it through their own lens. So you have an intention for your message, the other person sees it differently. So miscommunication is normal, because people decode based on experience, based on what they also want to hear. They have their own opinions strongly formed, their ideologies, or maybe because of trauma, or the tone. If the tone is perceived wrongly, if your husband says to you, we need to talk, what does that suggest? What happened? What have I done? Oh, there's a problem. And then you begin to think, could it be because, could it be that? What if? We need to talk. So it is the way you have decoded it. Right. That's why you must use the best medium, the best way, to make sure that there is no misinterpretation, especially when you're not face to face with this person, or when you will not have a second chance to clarify what you're saying. So think through about it. Don't assume you were understood. Confirm. We're getting to the end. Visual communication. This is chapter 39. Use pictures, use diagrams, use body language to communicate better. They actually do better than words. Humans process visuals quickly. Use pictures, use illustrations to reduce misunderstandings, to reduce boredom. If your explanation is confusing, draw it. And depending on the age of the person you're also speaking to, you can't be speaking to a 3-year-old and you're using big grammar. You're talking to yourself. You're not communicating. Right. 40 is euphemism. Soft words can make harsh realities easier to discuss. Right. Euphemisms can protect feelings, can reduce shame, can also hide truth or manipulate. But in essence, euphemism is you using softer words instead of more serious words. Instead of saying you failed, you can say you didn't meet the target. Instead of saying, oh, you are bad, that's terrible, you can say, I believe you can do better next time. That's a soft landing. Soft language is helpful, but don't use it to escape accountability. There are some people that you need to lash, you need to, we just need to be sensitive, to be discerning, right? But soft words should be used as much as possible. Even the Bible says that soft words, soft replies chase away anger. Chapter 41, sophisms, fallacious arguments. Some people will win arguments not based on truth, but based on logic, based on cleverness. They will manipulate you. They will corner you if you don't know what you're doing. Instead of them addressing the problem, you have raised a valid point, they will say, oh, you talk too much. You talk as if you know everything. They're using sense for you. They want to cleverly avoid the conversation. So don't give in to those people. Don't allow them to bamboozle you. Don't allow them to make you chicken out. You should identify them. They are just using distractions. Don't confuse their loudness or sarcasm with intelligence. They want to escape the situation. They want to escape accountability. A husband is asking the wife, oh, why did you stay out late? Why did you leave the children, here since morning? And say, can't I have my way? It's been a long time I saw my friends. They just want to sweep this the matter under the carpet. Chapter 42, cultivation theory. This says that what you constantly watch and consume shapes your world view. If every day you watch horror movies, you begin to see the entire world as horror. If you have watched all those Nollywood movies that depict witchcraft, wickedness, that is how you see your world. Every person becomes a suspect to you. You begin to believe that you are not safe. The world is too wicked. You don't even see this person behind you, beside you, that is trying to be kind to you. Person automatically becomes a suspect because you have fed your mind, your soul, your spirit, your body with too much movies of wickedness. If you're addicted to social media, you start thinking that life is not good enough. You start judging your life, comparing your life with other people. You're comparing chapter 1 of your life with chapter 10 of their own lives. You are not on the same journey. If you feel that you're really, really lagging behind, then be true to yourself and move at your own pace. Do your own best, not trying to catch up or compete with them. Communication is influenced by what you feed your mind. And there is no vacuum in nature. You got to be feeding your mind with something. If it's not positivity, then it is negativity. You cannot be in between. Chapter 43, standpoint theory. This says that your position in society shapes how you interpret messages. You can say, give out a message. A rich person will interpret it differently from a poor person. It's because of the way they are, their status, their conditions, right? They hear the same statement in different ways. A woman can also interpret a message differently from a man. You tell a woman, oh, you are so fat. She can get home and start crying. She's depressed for days. Am I fat? Maybe that's why I'm not married. Maybe that's why James broke up with me. A man can hear the same message and say, wow, so I'm now chubby. Oh, evidence of good living. Now I'm going to attract all those big babes. They'll see me as one sugar daddy, He's taking pride in that. So to someone struggling, for example, if you say, just work harder, it might sound insensitive. Like, I'm trying already. Can't you see that I'm trying my best? You can drive them into depression. They can start feeling less of themselves. So communicate well, learn empathy. Ask, what does this sound like from their viewpoint? You're not communicating based on your own point of view, but from the point of view of the receiver, of the listener. If they don't perceive it well, you may have good intentions, but if they interpret it badly, you're creating enmities. You're just going to be putting yourself in trouble. You're communicating with your boss. Ask, how will my boss perceive this? Before you open your mouth to say it. It doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. So if you communicate in a certain way today and it doesn't go well, you reflect on it, second order observation, so that you do better next time. Because we learn every day. We improve every day. There are times that you're going to fumble. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just make sure that you're improving every single time. Yeah, this is the last one. Pick and rule. It says people judge conversations by the emotional peak moments and the ending moments. So you may talk for 1 hour. People will only or mostly remember what you say based on the emotional moments in your speech and also the ending. So even if a meeting was stressful, if it ends with encouragement, with hopes, with positivity, people remember it better. They will not remember most of the things you said earlier on. That is why if you want to correct a child, you can scold the child, you're so angry. But don't forget to end it with, I love you. I'm doing this because I want you to be better. I just want you to grow. I want you to grow into a responsible adult. That's why I'm doing this. The child will remember that. He or she will not focus on the scolding so much anymore. Oh, mommy loves me. That's why. So it is very, very important. Always end conversations wisely. The last words matter. That is what people will mostly take away. So if at the beginning you feel that you have fumbled, think of a way to end it better. to correct all the wrongs that you may have said earlier. So, final summary of this book, the communication book, 44 ideas for better conversations every day. The book teaches us that communication is not just talking, it is psychology, it is emotions, communication is structure, it is listening, it is timing. You can say the right thing at the wrong time, you miss it. It is also environment. You cannot go to a slum and go and be showcasing how I traveled to America, how I bought a house of $100 million in a slum where people have not eaten. They will mob you. So your environment matters. Relationships also matter. The way you speak to a stranger is different from the way you speak to your pal. Interpretation. So the biggest lesson here, if you want better conversations, don't only improve your words, improve your awareness, improve your empathy, improve your clarity, improve your delivery, improve your timing, improve your intention. Always reflect, oh, I rushed my words. Okay, next time I'll try to be more calm. I'll try to greet first next time. I'll try to acknowledge dignitaries in the hall next time. I do it a lot. So these are ways that we improve. Right. Thank you very, very much. It's been so awesome reviewing this book, and I really hope that we'll implement what we have learned from this book, even if it is not all. Try and take note of the ones you want to work on, maybe based on your weaknesses or your needs. Right. That is how we get better every day. That is how we grow. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me on this review. Please don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet subscribed. I remain Alaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again with another book. We're starting another book on Monday by Dr. Miles Monroe. Who knows the title? Please put it in the comment very quickly. Right. Let me know if you know. Okay, I'm trying to check the time. This is 20:55. Just in a few minutes, we're going live on TikTok to where we can talk, right? For a few minutes. Let's just discuss. I want to hear your voices. Let me know your key insights and key takeaways from this book. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you some other time. Be intentional. Bye. You're welcome. Thank you. Amen.